Hello everybody. Sorry I don't have my normal setup here today and all that, my lighting and all that stuff. I'm at work and I'm just farting around at work, and I got going and thinking about something. What if the whole ice wall thing, the way we think about it, what if it actually exists and they just don't tell us about it because Earth is like kind of like the lowest part of it, when you think about it. We got this little circle right here. Got this little circle. We have everything we know about it. We got Alaska, America, comes down into South America, and Cuba and all that, and everything over there, and Greenland and Iceland, and all of Europe and England and stuff, and going up into Spain, and then you got Africa, and the rest of the world behind it. And then we've been told all this time that Antarctica down here is the bottom of the world, and there's nothing but stars and shit around us. But I think they've been lying because, and you can hopefully agree with me that the last few years has told us anything. It's told us that the powers that be lie their freaking asses off. So the research that I've done says that there's these points outside the wall where you can get out and go and explore. There's not very many of them, and they're not that big. Now, outside our entire world are larger continents. Each continent huge in its own right. Some small, some huge, but all of them, kind of orbiting our world. Some small, some huge. And each one of these, if you look at the history of it, each one of these things has its own history. And I'm working at a liquor store right now, so if people come in, I'm just going to drop it and come back, and you'll be able to hear me rambling. But anyway, so you got all these continents hanging around here, and each one of these places has its own unique history. Each one of these places, one of them could be, tropical, and one of them could be like a desert, the other one be a winter type of place, the other one be a forested type of place. This one over here could be, urbanized, and it's just like, I'm normally not one of these people that's like flat earth and all that kind of shit, because I just don't believe in that. But what if the world, in a sense, was kind of, or what if the realm, I shouldn't even say world, you would have to, suspend your disbelief for a little while to kind of really believe in this stuff, because you'd have to believe that all of it is just floating on this, huge thing, all these different continents, and then past that there's even more walls. There's the big impenetrable, crazy islands that are super big. They got all the monsters and stuff on them that these people are all afraid of. And it's like, what if there's actually people in all these different places here, everywhere? And what if, who knows how they are? What if, the Bigfoots were over here, and every one of our urban legends and every one of our cryptids and stuff is actually just a creature from one of these lands, and they make their way, into our world, and they make their way out of our world. Or, a lot of people think the way that this works is that you got Earth on top like that, and then there's like rings of the world, going down. There's Earth, and then another ring, and then another ring, so that we're kind of on the top, and it's like, well, I don't know, maybe we just like being on the top. Anyway, you slice it though, I think something like this exists, and I think it would be freaking awesome to be able to forget about all the bullshit in our world and hop on a ship or something and go and explore all this stuff. Tell me, what would you do if that was possible, or if you found out that was possible and you got past the wall? You know, because you got to think about it. Why is Antarctica protected by every single country on Earth? Countries that can't get along to save their lives. How come they can all agree that Antarctica is some sacred place that shouldn't be messed with, and that the regular plebs like yourself and I are not allowed to go there? Why? It's more than just snow. It's more than just environment. These oil companies would drill in their mother's backyard if they knew they could make a buck. So I find that hard to believe, and it makes me wonder. What do you guys wonder? Do you think that's going on? Anyway you slice it, my next graphic novel is going to be about this whole subject right here, because I got some interest in it, and I think it's going to be good, and I hope you guys all enjoy it and come along with me. Thanks for coming by in this impromptu video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good one.